podcast, and of course, this is episode 8. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, if you don't already know, I have been driving around the past couple of days all over Texas. Something I don't usually do, but I had a booking at South by Southwest. I had a good time. Um, this company I worked with throughout the years invited me to come out to do interviews at their showcase for independent artists. And I had a really good time. I've never been to Austin, Texas, and it was nice to just be away from everything for a bit and just kind of be in myself and go explore. Although I didn't get to explore Austin like the way I wanted to, I still, had drinks, I still had fun, I still met people, still danced, I still vibed, and I still worked. Okay, and I did all that at the same time. It was cool. Today's episode 8, actually, of a relevant podcast. Now, because I've been so busy, I've been out the fixed loop of what's going on in media, but of course, I know the important things. I know Houston's making headlines. I know Joe Budden is making headlines again regarding J.Cole. And I also know Sinners is the biggest headline, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get into this. So, yeah, I went to South by Southwest. I had a good time. And something I learned is Austin is really nice. Like I've heard great things about Austin, but it's true. Like really, really nice. It's fun, and it's a vibe. And I should have moved to Austin. That's definitely what I've learned from this entire weekend. I should have moved to Austin. I like Austin, and I definitely want to go back like tomorrow. And it's not even because just South by Southwest. It's really nice. It's really pretty. And it remind me of like being back on East Coast. Like I was like, okay, we in Texas, but I feel like I'm in the East Coast. Like I felt like it was just more of my speed, and I've never seen it, and it's so slept on. And um, unfortunately, I moved to Houston, Texas, so I gotta deal with everything, but. It's okay. We gonna make it through. Now we know that there's something better out there. So if I do decide to move, it would definitely be Austin. But South by Southwest, I knew nothing what I was in for, okay? This one girl told me it's like New Orleans, Mardi Gras, but in Austin, Texas. And they were not lying. I felt like I was back in New Orleans. There's just one strip of all these bars and all these people, crowded people. You could barely move through the streets. It's fun. It was very lit. And, it's for musicians. So I was like, okay, this is my space. Like I like to party, but I also like to, work at the same time. It was cool. I seen a lot of faces that I haven't seen in a long time. I'm talking years, 5 years plus. I seen a lot of people that I knew, a lot of people that knew me. It's always cool when I go out and somebody recognize me, but I don't know them. And it's just kind of like this really cool moment, like, oh shit, like there's people out here that you don't even know that know you. And whatever, like whatever they know you from. Like I had one person say like, aren't you the girl that was in J. Cole's Honda Civic? I was like, oh, like, that would offend anybody else because I got a whole lot of things going on. I'm a journalist. I've been doing this for like 10 years. But okay with that. If I'm forever known as the girl that was in J. Cole's Honda Civic, that's okay with me. If I didn't even have anything going on in my life and that's just what it was, I'd be like, hell yeah. So I'm the girl that was in J. Cole's Honda Civic, and yeah. um, But yeah, it was super fun. Shout out to South by Southwest. I low key want to go back because I heard there's still more shows going on. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I might have to get in the car for 2 hours to get a drive back because what the heck am I even doing here if there's still stuff going on? I had a good time. I want to go back next year and the year after that. And yeah, it's just been good. So rolling into my first topic, I want to talk about Houston, Texas, and currently, a story that just came out today. Today, I was like, "Ooh, this is something." I need to hop on this story. So to basically break it down to you, let me go ahead and open it up. So, the Houston Rodeo. I have never been to the Houston Rodeo. I kind of would like to go, but then again, I kind of don't because I don't really like to go out in Houston for specific reasons. But it's interesting enough, the reasons are relevant to this story here. Uh, Houston's a lot, okay? I was in Atlanta for 7 years and I didn't really deal with anything. Like, I was just out there, I partied, I worked, and met cool people. Like, that was it. But when I moved to Houston, I was like expecting like a better experience, but unfortunately, it hasn't been a better experience. So I kind of had to learn to, maneuver, and I had to start saying no to things. I had to start saying yes to new things, and I kind of just had to adjust, and it was a lot, especially like when I just birthed my son. Like I wanted to get back into the media scene, but when I got back to the media scene, I was like, oh, whoa, Houston is nothing like Atlanta, okay? I want to say this again. Houston is nothing like Atlanta. There might be the same amount of clubs. There might be a cool nightlife. There might be the same restaurants, but it's nothing like Atlanta. Not the people, not like the way they maneuver, not the event style. It's nothing like Atlanta. So I had to really adjust. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the story. So the Houston Rodeo updates its dress code policy during the final days of the Houston Rodeo. They implemented a new dress code, sparking debate about revealing outfits and appropriate attire at the event. So why I said this was relevant to why I don't go out. Houston just is just too much. And besides it being too much, it's so overly sexualized. Like I respect like the history of Houston and like the legends that they have and the like the influential people that come out of here. Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion, and many more. But Houston, the city, like when it comes to like going out, like entertainment wise, I've seen a pattern. Like, why is everything gotta be so overly sexualized? Like, when I would go out, I would just like speak to people, and I'm used to just talking to people, and we're just talking business. But it's like every time I was having conversations, business, it's like their minds would just go to something sexual related. Just what is going on? So to see this story come out, I'm not surprised because I'd never been to the Houston Rodeo. I've always heard about it growing up, and I'm just like, okay, well, one day that might be something I'll go to. But now that I live here, I don't have any interest in going because I know what's gonna be there, and it's gonna be things that are it's either gonna be a cool experience or it's gonna be really uncomfortable. And like that's just what I found going on in Houston. It's like it's either a cool experience or uncomfortable. So far, with the rodeo, there has been a lot of conversations, debates online about, who's Houston Rodeo is a family event. There's kids there, they want to go get their popcorn, they want to go see some things, go play some games. But of course, there's this large demographic that is participating in the Houston rodeo, but not to just, do like those innocent things, but to show out. And unfortunately, often in our community, um, especially the women, and maybe this is charged for men, they feel like they have to dress a certain way, you know, revealing, they ass out. There's a time and a place, and I think it's just a strip club. Just a strip club. But there's a time and a place, and I cannot. It's just kind of embarrassing. I heard about a couple things that happened over the weekend. I don't even want to get into it, but in my opinion, somebody that is not from here. I'm from Virginia, of course, but I was in Atlanta for, some time. But I'm surprised people are just now catching on. I've seen this. I've only been here for like a year, and I've already seen like this is not normal. Like the hypersexuality here, it's not normal. And I know they call like different places in the country like the devil's playground, but in my belief, I'm not gonna say my opinion, but in my belief, the devil got Houston in a chokehold when it comes to that lustful demon. Okay, um, and it's showing through the way people are dressing. Besides other things and what they're doing and what we're seeing on social media, it's showing in the way they're dressing. Like, why do you feel like you have to dress like that? And as a women, we all go through that phase and where we want to, show more, and but there's got to be some level of respect and a time and a place. There's kids here, and I know you might, think you look good and all these things, but why can't we why can't things just be wholesome somewhere, somewhere? Not everything's gotta be sexualized. And I said this from the beginning. I moved here. Not even your events. It doesn't have to be this way. Women, you don't have to overly sexualize yourself to make a statement. You don't. Okay? Now, the reason to get in depth on what they listed, shirts and proper footwear required, no obscene language or offensive graphics, no excessive torn clothing, no visible undergarments, no gang related clothing or tattoos, no face coverings to hide identity. But me and other people on the internet know what's the biggest point of this. Y'all showing too damn much. But like I said, women, you don't have to dress that way to get a certain point across. You don't have to dress that way to stand out. You don't have to dress that way to look good. You don't have to dress that way to be confident. You don't. But I know it's also not women's fault because the way the world is, they make us feel like we have to sexualize ourselves to be a factor in whatever group we're in or setting we're in. But I'm seeing more conversations on social media, and I like to see the debate. But with debates, they have to go to a conclusion. Like there has to be um a real healing process here. Like we're either gonna keep going with this cycle, or we're either gonna end it here. Okay, so I hope we're coming to the end of it. Uh, because we deserve better. Like as people, we deserve better. And I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it at that. Um, but this is the news. They're implementing it ASAP, so I guess that means right now. So if you do pull up to the rodeo and you do not follow something on this list, they can turn you away. Even if you bought a ticket, they don't give a damn. You got to go home and you got to get the F up out of there. All right. So moving forward to, let's move on to Joe Budden and J.Cole. I'm not gonna talk about this one much because I talk about Joe Budden enough on my. I know I've kind of already said how I feel, but this is what happened. So to sum up what happened on Joe Budden's podcast, he was announced that J. Cole is about to go on a press run, and he mentioned that he's not only gonna go on press runs with big platforms, but he's also gonna go on a press run with smaller platforms. And yes, I put my submission in, okay, so I can go get that interview. I know it's a reach. I know I'm not no Angela Yee. I might look like Angela Yee. Some people said that, but I'm nothing. I'm not Angela Yee. Okay, I'm TracyVA, and I actually am really great at what I do. And I'm very passionate when it comes to Cole, and I'm passionate about his fans. So that's why I should be the one interviewing Cole. And I'm also from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Okay, I'm from Fort Bragg too. I'm a Fort Bragg baby as well. I'm from the East Coast. Okay. Uh, and what else? And Cole is the GOAT. So it's like I know there's gonna be a lot of people that want to interview him because clout and numbers. Um, they want to get their name up. Hey, of course, like I already know that would be a big opportunity for me, a big look for me, but I just want to say that I'm just really passionate about my favorite artist, and I'm passionate about his fans as well, and I simply just want to be a mediator between a legend and his fans. That's it. That's all I want. I could fly to Fayetteville, North Carolina. Okay, I put some money to the side for a plane ticket. I got somewhere to stay. I just had somebody message me saying that they got a studio for me if it happens. Oh, okay, we got the studio. Okay. You don't even gotta leave North Carolina. Cole, I know you live in, NC. You don't even gotta leave. I'll leave Houston. I got a babysitter. Okay, leave the kids with the abuelita, and we're good. Okay. But and also Cole, you have a big female fan base. Okay, like you are hold on, you are a yeah. So like I was saying, my dang daughter out there. But like I was saying, yeah, you have a big fan base, Cole, and people don't talk about that enough, which is, you bring awareness to women's issues and you put it in your music. And, I know you did the interview with Angie Martinez, she didn't touch on that. She's she's pretty big, so, but it's like, I'm a woman, I'm somebody that knows your entire catalog, been a fan since '09. Um, I've seen you at the Club Paradise tour. I've seen you at For Your Eyes Only tour. I was on there at the All Star floor. I was there at the very first Dreamville festival. Like I know, and yeah, and that's just what it is. I call myself the vice president of the Code Club. Okay, so I know everything, and I'm already seasoned. I already interviewed big artists, and I know I did the little clip with you. I want more though. I want a whole sit down, and I'm ready. I'm not nervous. I got my tears out. Okay, I got my tears out when I saw you the first time. Um, but I'm ready to do this, and if it happens, God bless. But if it don't, just like you said, Cole, you've actually the one that put me onto this. But whatever's meant to be, will always be there for you. And if it doesn't happen, it wasn't meant to be. And that's what you said, and I follow that. So hey, if it's not meant to be, then that's okay. But I'm putting it to the universe that it is, and when it happens, I'm prepared, and I'm gonna do a really amazing job. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. But pick me, okay? Uh, pick me. Like I know I'm not the biggest person in the world, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. I already wrote all the questions down. So I'm over here on my podcast pitching myself, okay? But I want to go ahead and clip this. But no, seriously, I already wrote every single day. Like when I have a new question in my head, I write it down in my notepad. So it's like it's lengthy at this point. I'm touching on a whole lot of things. Hey, and even if the fans, if I get the opportunity, I'm gonna even ask the fans like, what y'all want to know? I let 10 of y'all get a question in. What y'all want to know? And just do it through me, and we just do it on camera. Okay. Um. So yeah. I'm gonna leave that at that. But now, not J. Cole, Joe Budden got wind of that. And y'all know Joe Budden has been dragging Cole on his podcast since the fall off dropped, calling him performative and, saying this and saying that and kind of like minimizing his stardom, and in this weird way that I already talked about on here. Like I just thought it's just weird. Like, like what's the hate for? What's the anger for? What's it for? This is a talented rapper that can rap. And he's a good person that gives back to his people and our community and represents us very well. This is our modern day Tupac. So it's like, what's the issue? Because he's nice, because he knows himself, he's self aware, he gives back, he's educated, which, sci high, what the hell? So, rappers can't be educated and come from good places. Everybody got to be from the hood. Everybody got to be from the streets. Everybody got to sell a rock. To be a rapper? What? No. You guys, and I want to say this now. The best rappers are educated. The best rappers are educated. To have a great pen, it's a plus when you are educated. Like that's I feel like that's one of the things that carries Cole in his pen and his writing. He's educated. He can speak on politics. He can speak on the hood. He can speak on women. He can speak on white. He can speak because he's well rounded. Like that's what education does. He's well spoken. He knows big words. He knows how to tie words together. He knows how to be poetic. And like, why are we belittling a black man because he's intelligent and educated and a good person? Why aren't you a good person? I don't know you. But this goes to anybody that has something to say. Let's like, what's wrong with being a good person? And this is crazy because I be seeing y'all on social media. Y'all believe in God so much, but y'all like to crucify people that are good people. It don't make no sense to me. Y'all follow God. Y'all are followers, but you gossip. You make fun of people. You crucify people that do things that's not what you want them to do. Like apologizing on a stage and say that they're less than because they made a decision that was good for their soul and their spirit. And fast forward to now, I'm so happy he did that. I'm so happy. So happy. Because look, we're focusing on his music and that's it. You saw the Grammys? They're making jokes about Kendrick about the beef. Let's you see what happens when you participate? It's cool in the moment, but after a while it's like that's all I'm known for? Like Cole sees the bigger picture, and that's why I be getting so frustrated with this world because y'all are believers, but I see the way y'all act towards him, and it's just weird. Like you don't like somebody that furthers this world and tries to make this world a better place through their music. That bothers you, but you're a believer. Whoa. What was that line in on the fall off? You said men have so many issues they will shoot at Jesus in the God in the flesh. Like that's just how it is. It's like I don't know. I'm kind of afraid for Jesus to come back at this point because y'all see somebody that's doing something that's not what you want them to do with it. They're not negative and they're not, feeding into gossip and negativity. A lot of people are gonna want to off that person. I'm kind of scared. I don't know. You need to come back here. I don't know at this point. But to go back into the Joe Budden story, he's kind of hinting that he knows what he said, but he really wants Cole to come on the couch and do an interview with him. Knowing Cole, he would do it. He sat with Little Pump. Knowing me as a fan, hell no. So to sit with you, and Joe Budden is a goat. Joe Budden is a podcast goat. I respect him, but for what? You didn't even really try to understand like his legacy, and you didn't even try. You know, you should have did better when it comes to the conversation around the fall off. It's a perfect album. It's an amazing album. He's an amazing artist. And he's only gonna get better in time. And I feel like he deserves the utmost respect, you know? And that's not on no holier than thou. Like I don't never think that. Born sinner, okay? Like I don't ever think that, but I feel like a lot of these podcasters are failing because they are so clout driven, but they don't think for the betterment of our community, and that's just what it is. And no, I don't want Cole to sit with him. Yes, it would do numbers. Yes, it would be a great conversation. Yes, Joe Budden is amazing at what he does, but no, no, like as I'm sure other fans of his would say the same thing. And let me know in the comment section if you are a Cole fan. How do you feel? Cause say hell no. Okay, and that's not because of me. Like, even if I don't get it, I'm cool. Like, but make sure whoever does get the opportunity that they're actually a fan, a supporter of him, and not somebody that's just trying to get a clip. No, we done that already. He tried that shit with Lil Pump. He tried it, and look what happened. He turned around years later, and he's still acting like a damn clown. Like, no, we're not doing it. Absolutely not. And I'm sure J. Cole learned his lesson because I thought, knowing like me and my Aquarius brain, he's an Aquarius too. Knowing us, we give people, we want to be like the person that saves people. And I'm even battling this today. You can't save some people. They cannot be saved. Don't save they don't want to be saved. All right, so let's move forward into the last and biggest story. I'm telling you guys, I done almost cried when I was out of South by Southwest because when this news came out, I was actually working and it's loud music. It was a lot going on. But this news came out and I could have broke out into tears if I wasn't in public. But Michael B. Jordan winning the Best Actor award at the Oscars. Man, what? What? Our man Michael B. Jordan is a Best Actor Oscar award winner, and he was going against goats like I love Timothy, by the way. I love Timothy. Tim Leonardo DiCaprio and our Michael B. Jordan won. Talk about black excellence, okay? And I'm not that kind of person that's just like, like, okay, this is only great thing, black, 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 black. Like I'm not, I don't think like that. Yes, I love black excellence, but Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, they are so amazing. Like they are so amazing. Like the history that's there, and how they came up, from Fruitvale Station to now being Oscar award winners for Sinners. Like that's a real tearjerker, man. And I'm just so happy for them. Like I feel like I know them in person. Like I feel like I won an Oscar. I feel like anybody that's black feels that way right now. Like we feel like we all won an Oscar. And it's only up from here. I can't wait to see what they do next. Um but I love it. I love it all. I love what they stand for. I love hearing Ryan Coogler talk about his wife. I love hearing Michael B. Jordan talk about his mother. Like the grounding is just so beautiful, and their connection and their friendship is so beautiful. And to see these two amazing um, black men black men win in a field that is, you know, not dominated by us, it's a beautiful thing to see, and it's inspirational. And um, even there's a video. I'm gonna have to edit in here because I'm not on my actual program to show you guys the video. But there's a video where Leonardo DiCaprio and Michael B. Jordan are having a moment after he wins the award. And it looks like Michael B. Jordan is crying. It looks like Leonardo DiCaprio is crying with him. And they're just hugging for a very long time. And, I don't know the conversation, but one thing I've seen about Leonardo DiCaprio, um, he loves good, talented people. And that's Michael B. Jordan. And Michael B. Jordan, he's somebody that loves everybody before him, not even just the black actors. Like the Leonardo DiCaprio's, like he loves them. So it's kind of like a moment of like passing a torch. And it's just so special. Like I don't know, I got so emotional looking at the footage. I'm getting emotional just talking about it now. And then after he went to In and Out, which is so funny because I don't see nobody calling that performative. I don't think it's performative, you guys, at all. And it's kind of funny, I'll be on my zodiac shit, but J. Cole and Michael B. Jordan are both Aquariuses. I just gotta put that out there, okay? We the goat sign, okay? Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, we're the goat sign, okay? But J. Cole is actually Aquarius. Michael B. Jordan's Aquarius, and this kind of, if you believe in zodiacs, I feel like this proves my case that Cole was just doing whatever he wanted to do, what made him feel special. Michael B. Jordan is just doing whatever he wants to do, and this is what makes him feel special. Sometimes people win an Oscar, and they go home and they, go get drunk and party. Sometimes people win an Oscar and they get on live or whatever. But Michael B. Jordan, knowing my Aquarius brain and, knowing my sign, he just wanted to be amongst people and, regular people and bringing an Oscar around regular people. And I heard a story that he used to work at the In-N-Out. I don't know. That's probably not true. People be making stuff up on the internet. But um, yeah, it's just what like you got the people that don't ever see you, probably will never ever see an Oscar in real life, and you probably made their whole night. They work in like this long shift with the grease and it's hot in the back and customers and I don't know if y'all work fast food, but I'm sure this made their entire life, and um it's more than Hollywood. It's more than the stardom and the lights and cameras and action. It's more than clout. um it's about the people. Same thing with J. Cole's trunk tour. It's about the people. Michael B. Jordan, when I see this, it's about the people. It's bigger than us. And if you're anybody that's blessed to be a celebrity, that's blessed to be famous, that's blessed to like have the world looking at you, if you're in a dope position, which I'm about to put this on a t-shirt, but if you're in a dope ass position, you need to be doing some real dope ass shit. And when I say dope shit, I'm not just talking about being cool and effing whoever or whatever. I'm talking about trying to make a difference in this world in any way you can, whether that's through inspiration, motivation, or physically, musically, um, visually, anything. Okay. And I really hope that this world moves forward into a place of inspiration and far off from clout. um, I'm ready to see a lot of things die, and I'm ready to see a lot of beautiful flowers bloom. And that's just my vision for this world and humanity. But to dumb things back down, my man's Michael B. Jordan is an Oscar winner, okay? Ryan Coogler is an Oscar winner. Yes, black excellence. You're not dumbed down like that, but you guys know what I mean. Like, let's get back to the topic, girl. But yes, this was a relevant podcast. This concludes today's episode. Thank you so much. I know this is a short podcast episode. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below about anything that was relevant to you and how you're feeling. I'll make sure I comment back. Follow me on Instagram at TracyVA Media, just like my YouTube channel name. If you're listening on Substack, hit the follow button, subscribe button. If you're on YouTube watching, hit the subscribe button. And once again, y'all, I'm Tracy VA or Tracy VA Media. We're keeping it real, relevant, and resonating. I am out.